Welcome student to my YouTube channel Bharat Chem Study. Today we are going to study about chapter 2 chemical changes for 9th standard of ICSE board. In this video part 2 we are going to study about the types of chemical reaction like combination reactions, decomposition reactions, definitions with some examples. So let's study with the topic. So first, direct combination reaction, also called synthesis reaction. The reaction in which two or more reactants get combined to form a single product is called combination reaction. For example, in this example, lead sulfide, which is black in color, react with oxygen to form a white color lead sulfate. So in this reaction, it is clear from the equation that the reactants are two but the product is one. So such reaction in which the reactants are two or more but the product is only one are called combination reactions. One more example, sulfur dioxide react with oxygen to give single product, that is sulfur trioxide. It is also a combination reaction because the reactants are two but the product is only one. When two elements combine to form single product, then such reaction is called synthesis reaction. It is little bit different from direct combination reaction. For example, carbon plus oxygen give rise to carbon dioxide. So it's also example of combination reaction because the reactants are two and the product is one. In this, carbon is an element and oxygen is also present in its elementary form to give a new single product. So that's why only this reaction is called synthesis reaction because it involves elements in their elementary states. One more example for the synthesis reaction, magnesium react with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Again in this equation, magnesium is an element, oxygen is present in its elementary state, that is O2, to form a single product. So that's why it's a combination reaction as well as it is also called synthesis reaction. Note, in synthesis reaction only elements combine to form single products. For example, carbon is in elementary form, oxygen is in elementary form, react to form a single product carbon dioxide. It can also be a combination reaction because in this reaction also two reactants combine to give single product. So this example is an example of combination reaction as well as synthesis reaction. Whereas a combination reaction which do not involve only elements may not call synthesis reaction. For example, see this example. In this, ammonia react with chlorine. Chlorine is present in an elementary state, but the another reactant is ammonia, which is a compound. So both of the reactants are not in their elementary state to form ammonium chloride. That's why it can be called a combination reaction, but it cannot be called a synthesis reaction. So it is a combination reaction, but it's not synthesis reaction because it is one reactant is a compound. So remember one thing, that for a reaction to be a synthesis reaction, it must involve only elements in the reactant side. If any one of the reactant is a compound, then it may be called a combination reaction, but it may not be called a synthesis reaction. That was the basic difference between a synthesis reaction and combination reaction. Always remember that all synthesis reaction are automatically combination reaction, but a combination reaction is called synthesis reaction only when it involves only elements in the reactant side. Now decomposition reactions. The reaction in which single substance break down into two or more substances is called decomposition reaction. Means in this type of reactions, reactant will be one but the product may be two or more. For example, calcium carbonate, which is a single reactant, decompose to give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, that is two product. So in this reaction, reactant is one but the product is more than one, so we called it decomposition reaction. One more example, silver nitrate decompose to give silver plus NO2 plus O2. Here again, reactant is one but the product are more than one. That's why it is also called a decomposition reaction. One more example, water also decompose to give hydrogen and oxygen. Here again, reactant is one but the product is more than one. So it is also an example of decomposition reaction. Now, decomposition reaction can be carried out either by heating or light or by passing electricity. That means a substance can be decomposed by applying these conditions. So depending upon which condition we are using to to decompose a substance, the decomposition reactions are further classified in three main types. Let's study it one by one. First, thermal decomposition. So it's clear from its name, thermal means heat. So the reaction in which decomposition of a substance is carried out by heating is called thermal decomposition reaction. For example, calcium carbonate decompose only on heating to give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So it is an example of thermal decomposition because calcium carbonate decompose on heating. One more example, potassium nitrate decompose on heating to give potassium nitrite plus oxygen. Here one more thing is to be remembered, that heat can be represented by writing heat over arrow, or it can be represented by a symbol triangle or delta in thermal decomposition reactions. Now, electrochemical decomposition or electrolysis. So the reaction in which decomposition of a substance is carried out by passing electricity is called electrochemical decomposition reaction or electrolysis. For example, water decomposes only on passing electricity to give hydrogen and oxygen. So because here the decomposition is carried about electricity, that's why it is called electrochemical decomposition or electrolysis. In a similar way, NaCl in molten form get decomposed on passing electricity to give sodium metal and chlorine gas. Now, photochemical decomposition or photolysis. So the reaction in which decomposition of a substance is carried out by light is called photochemical decomposition reaction or photolysis. For example, silver nitrate decompose in the presence of sunlight to give silver plus NO2 gas and oxygen gas. It is important to note down that photochemical decomposition differ from photochemical reaction little bit. A reaction which occurs in presence of light is called photochemical reaction. It may involve decomposition or may not involve decomposition, whereas a photochemical decomposition reaction always involve decomposition in the presence of light. Let's understand this by an example. Hydrogen plus chlorine, they react together in the presence of light to give HCl. Similarly, carbon dioxide and water react in presence of sunlight in photosynthesis reaction to give glucose and oxygen. Both of these reactions are photochemical reaction as they take place in the presence of light, but they do not involve decomposition because in these reactions the reactant is not one. They are photochemical reaction but they are not photochemical decomposition. Whereas when silver nitrate decompose in presence of sunlight to give silver nitrogen dioxide and O2. So in this reaction, because the reactant is one but the product is more, it is also a photochemical reaction as well as photochemical decomposition because it involves both light, therefore it is photochemical reaction, and also it involves the decomposition of silver nitrate, therefore it is also called photochemical decomposition. So this is the basic difference between photochemical reaction and photochemical decomposition. Now, before we switch to the next topic, we must study about the reactivity series. We also have studied in the previous class, but again we are discussing, and let's study how to learn the element in the reactivity series in the simplest way. So there is a shortcut for that. कल्लू नाथ का मैनेजर आलू जरा फीके पकाता है क्योंकि मरकरी सिल्वर महंगी है. So we are going to discuss up to silver only. So Kallu represent potassium, Nath represent sodium, Ka represent calcium, Manager represent magnesium, Alu represent aluminium, Zara represent zinc, Fike represent iron, Pakata represent lead, Hai represent hydrogen, Kyuki represent copper, Hg represent mercury, and silver symbol is Ag. So this is the shortcut to learn the reactivity series. So the effect of heat on some metal. So in this topic we are going to study what is the effect of heat on certain metal hydroxide based upon the reactivity series. So on the behalf of reactivity series, it is easy for us to learn how the equation can be formed from metal hydroxide. So let's study. When we are going to study about the metal hydroxide, we are not going to study hydrogen. So that's why we are removing the hydrogen from here. The metal hydroxide of sodium and potassium, they are stable to heat. That means they do not decompose on heating. Whereas The metal hydroxide of calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead as well as copper will decompose on heating to form metal oxide and water. By knowing this thing, we will able to write the equations. So we know that when we heat calcium hydroxide, it will decompose on heating to give its oxide, that is calcium oxide, and give water. Similarly, zinc hydroxide on heating decompose to give zinc oxide and water, and lead hydroxide on heating give lead oxide and water. Further, copper hydroxide also decompose on heating to give copper oxide plus water. But metal hydroxide of silver and mercury, they will decompose on heating to form metal. Instead of metal oxide, they give metal plus oxygen gas and water. So the equation can be written as that silver hydroxide on decompose give silver plus oxygen plus water. Now further, the effect of heat on some metal carbonates. Again, we will take the help of our reactivity series. Again, we are removing the hydrogen. Metal carbonates of potassium and sodium, they are stable to heat. That means they do not decompose on heating. Whereas the metal carbonates of calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, copper, etc. will decompose on heating to give their metal oxide and give carbon dioxide. So the equation can be written as that calcium carbonate on heating decompose to give calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Now if we take the metal carbonate of zinc, it will also decompose to give zinc oxide plus carbon dioxide. Similarly, lead carbonate on decomposing give lead oxide plus carbon dioxide. Copper carbonate also on decomposing give copper oxide plus carbon dioxide. But metal carbonates of silver and mercury, because they are lower in their activity, so they are not too much stable. Their oxides are also not stable. So their carbonate decompose on heating to give metal plus oxygen plus carbon dioxide. For example, silver carbonate decompose on heating to give silver plus oxygen plus carbon dioxide. So by knowing that what is the effect of heat on metal carbonate on the basis of reactivity series, it will be easy for us to write the chemical equation. Now the effect of heat on metal nitrates. So again we are taking the help of reactivity series and we are going to remove hydrogen. Nitrates of potassium and sodium decompose on heating to give metal nitrite and oxygen gas. For example, NaNO3, which is sodium nitrate, decompose on heating to give sodium nitrite having the formula NO2. So the nitrite having the formula NO2 valency -1. So the formula of sodium nitrite is NaNO2 plus oxygen gas is formed. Whereas the nitrates of calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead and copper, they will decompose on heating to give their respective metal oxide plus oxygen gas and a reddish brown NO2 gas, and the equation can be written as calcium nitrate on heating decompose to give calcium oxide plus oxygen and a reddish brown NO2 gas. Similarly, the zinc nitrate on heating give zinc oxide, which is yellow when hot and white when cold. So that's very important point. Always learn that zinc oxide is white when cold and yellow when hot, plus they give oxygen gas and reddish brown NO2 gas. Lead nitrate also on heating decompose to give lead oxide plus oxygen and reddish brown NO2 gas. Here the color is very important, that lead oxide is a yellow color compound. Copper nitrate on heating give copper oxide, which is a black color residue plus oxygen gas and NO2 gas. So here my suggestion that you should learn the color of the residue also, because sometime in the question it may also helpful to identify the substance. Nitride of silver and mercury are least stable, so they also decompose on heating, but they give metal instead of metal oxide, because their metal oxide is very least stable. So instead of giving metal oxide, they give metal separately and oxygen separately and NO2 gas. And the equation can be written as silver nitrate on heating decompose to give silver plus oxygen and NO2 gas. Now the effect of heat on some metal bicarbonate, also called metal hydrogen carbonates. So metal bicarbonates or metal hydrogen carbonates of sodium, potassium, calcium and magnesium decompose on heating to give metal carbonates plus water and carbon dioxide. For example, if we heat bicarbonate of sodium, it will decompose to give sodium carbonate plus water plus carbon dioxide. Potassium bicarbonate on heating give potassium carbonate plus water plus carbon dioxide. Calcium bicarbonate also decomposed on heating to give calcium carbonates plus water plus carbon dioxide. Magnesium bicarbonate also gave its carbonates plus water plus carbon dioxide. So by learning these, we will able to write the equation. Effect of heat on some other compounds. Ammonium dichromate, which is orange in color, on heating swell and decompose to give water vapors, NO2 gas and a green color residue of chromium oxide. So the equation can be written as that ammonium dichromate, that is orange in color, decompose on heating to give chromium oxide, which is green residue, plus water plus NO2 gas. So again learn the color of the compound as well as the color of the residue form, because in practical chemistry this type of question and your observation also coming. Copper sulfate is blue in color due to presence of these 5 water molecule of crystallization, but on heating it lose its water of crystallization and become white in color. Here these arrows, 2 arrows, one forward one backward, is telling that this reaction is reversible, means when we add water in white color copper sulfate, it will again changes to a blue color copper sulfate by gaining these 5 water molecule of crystallization. Therefore this reaction is also called a reversible reaction. A reversible reaction is that in which reactant can be converted into product and product can be converted back into reactant by just reversing the conditions. For example, ammonium chloride, which is a solid, on heated decompose to give ammonia gas and HCl gas. But if we don't allow the gas to escape or to get separated, these gases again recombine on cooling to give back ammonium chloride. So that's why we can say that decomposition of ammonium chloride is an reversible reaction. So this reaction is also called thermal dissociation, which is little bit different from thermal decomposition. Here the word dissociation is used. So what does it mean? Let's understand this. The thermal dissociation means a reaction in which reactants split into product on heating but on cooling again get combined to form reactants is called thermal dissociation. That means a thermal dissociation reaction is a reversible reaction, whereas thermal decomposition is not reversible. So that's why thermal dissociation is different from thermal decomposition, because in thermal decomposition product cannot be converted back into reactants. Let's take an example. In case of calcium carbonate, on heating give calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. These two products never combine back on cooling to give back calcium carbonates. So therefore it is an example of thermal decomposition, because the product cannot be converted back into reactant after once heating. Whereas the reaction of ammonium chloride on heating give ammonia plus HCl is an example of thermal dissociation, because on cooling these two gases get combined again to give ammonium chloride. That is, the reaction is reversible. Thermal decomposition cannot be reversed, whereas thermal dissociation can be reversed. So learn and note on all the important definitions of combination and decomposition reaction with examples, difference of chemical equation, and prepare your notes. In next video, that is part 3 of chemical reactions, we are going to study about the displacement reactions, double decomposition reaction, their definition with examples of chemical equations. Please like and subscribe the channel for the latest update. Thank you.